What is going on, Gamble Factory? It's your boy ZROB. We got Coach T Posey, and we brought Henry back. And my screen is on the wrong thing already. I'm already slacking. But we brought Henry back. As you know, he's undefeated on the last stream a couple weeks ago, so we had to bring that magic back in order to try and capture that 25x that we have been after. We got close last Sunday. I think we went 4-2 with a bad hook. I think Tyler's all his picks hit. I think mine were 2 of the misses. And then Thursday, we're not even going to talk about that. That was brutal. It was a bloodbath. But we got a bunch of props to choose from tomorrow. A bunch of good games, a bunch of competitive games, I think. So I'm feeling good about it. Henry, Tyler, how are you guys feeling?
Go ahead, Tyler.
Yeah, I said I'm feeling pretty good about the slate. I've got a lot of picks that I really enjoy, or I really like. I think we got Henry back for the 2-0 Magic. I expect that Magic every time he's on stream. So I'm just hoping to go 2-0 as well to get on Henry's level.
Same here, dude. I'm just trying to be on Henry's level.
We'll see what happens. I don't have to. Y'all look through a lot more props. Y'all try and provide more information out there. I'm trying to come in and just get 2 or 3 that I feel like are solid, and then let y'all fill out the rest. But I don't know. It's like you said today, Zach, or I think the other day. Football has been rough this year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's been a rough time. But I think we have a lot of good matchups this week. A lot of good games to look through. A lot of good different props. A lot of value out there. It looks like.
Boy, you're not kidding though. Like, football has been, especially the last couple of weeks, it's kind of kicked my butt. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm looking forward to this week, ready to right the ship, so to speak. Hit a bunch of big slips, hit a big stream slip, because I think we're definitely due. We've been close a bunch of times. So, who wants to get started? Tyler, you got a lock? You ready to drop for us?
I mean, I do think so. I really hope so. Anyway.
What you got?
But we talked about this just prior to starting the stream. But sitting at like minus 120 on the favor of the unders is slightly under on a couple books. It's a favorite on one. But you look at all of the competitive games for the Seahawks, and he's gone for 17, 18, 17. the one game that was not competitive, he still ended up with 12. Obviously, he's the feature back. Like, obviously, Charbonnet's got some kind of role there, so they say, but it isn't significant. It's Kenneth Walker's backfield. Like, Charbonnet had 5 carries last week. They're looking to get the ball to Kenneth Walker every single time they can. Cincinnati has not been good at stopping the run. They've given up over 5 yards a carry to opposing running backs, over 20 carries per game to opposing running backs. The game is really projected to be pretty close. Close game they've had. They feed Walker. I don't necessarily want to pass the ball a lot. We've known that for Pete Carroll's whole time. So very close game script. It's Kenneth Walker's backfield. 15.5 is just too low. I don't understand why the line is the way it is in terms of the odds. I expect that to change. I got that right a couple times last week on stream. It's going to change. It's over.
Yeah, no, I agree for sure. I actually played this, like 30 minutes ago, so it definitely feels good hearing you bring it up too. And then Henry, he was saying something about Kenneth Walker right before stream started, so I think it's a great spot for him. They're going to look to try and use him a lot tomorrow. So.
Yeah, I mean, I've loved Kenneth Walker all year. I drafted Kenneth Walker a lot in fantasy as well. I feel like people forgot about him because he got hurt at the end of the year last year, so he wasn't a big draft pick this year for fantasy. So I've loved him, and I've looked at his props every week just because of having him on my fantasy teams as well. And we all talked about it before the stream. It's just they're going to run the ball. Charbonnet has no effect. They've been saying it for 8 weeks now that he's going to start poaching the carries, and it hasn't happened.
There's no reason.
Pete Carroll's going to ride the high hand.
For him to.
No reason. Yeah.
I mean, even if Charbonnet was doing really good, like Kenneth Walker, I mean, he's been solid. So, 71% of snaps last week. I mean, he should see 65+% again easily. So,
yep, for sure.
Henry, what you got?
We are starting super early in the day over in London.
Oh boy!
And we are taking Zay Flowers receiving yards.
All right.
So, if you look at his game log to start the year, and obviously he's a rookie, his first time coming in. He has played 3 roughly terrible defenses when it comes to pass defense. You've got Houston, Indianapolis, and Pittsburgh. In those games, he's got 10, 10, and 11 targets, and he's got 5 receptions, 8 receptions, and 9 receptions. So the volume is there against bad defenses. And then the 2 games where he played good defenses was Cincinnati and Cleveland, and he only had 4 and 5 targets. But he crossed the line in both of these. He had 56 and 62. Although I think 56 is barely under. Yeah, 56 and a half. Receiving yards. Check and make sure. Yeah, he's at 56 and a half. So he missed it by a half yard on a game against Cleveland defense where he had only 4 receptions. And I was liking his receptions prop at 4.5 first before he got bumped to 5. And we all know about push props. But Lamar's been targeting him. He's going to be the go-to guy this week. He's been slowly filling in that role more and more as being the go-to guy. I think it's a low line for him. We're probably not going to see Zay Flowers staying that low for probably another 3 or 4 weeks before he really takes over that lead role.
Yeah, I think it's a great prop. I was just looking. He's been playing like pretty much every snap. And then, a matchup with the Titans, you can't ever go wrong with. They're really tough on the ground, so they're going to have to throw the ball a little bit. So it'd be nice to get that early first green check mark on Prizepicks.
First green check mark.
Before everybody even wakes up tomorrow, so I like it a lot. I was actually considering that one too earlier when I was looking through everything, so. So yeah, Tyler, you have any thoughts on Zay?
Yeah, I looked at that one too. Obviously, we talked about it last week. The Titans pass funnel, give it up, top 5, number 5 in the league actually. So they're steadily giving up pass yards out of their mind. So anytime you can get a receiver as a number 1 option, Lamar with Lamar tagged to it, and it's just too low of a line.
Yeah, and OBJ, he came back last week and he still played 99% of snaps and got 11 targets, Henry? Is that what you said?
Yeah, Zay had 11 targets last week.
Yeah.
So he's had triple-digit targets 3 out of 5 games already.
OBJ is not
double-digit
gonna limit Zay at all. So
no, that dude's toast.
All right. So yeah, I like those 2 plays a lot actually already. I'm gonna go to Hockenson, and I know Henry, he was talking about his man Jordan Addison earlier to me too, but I'm really loving some TJ Hockenson. We got no JJ tomorrow, who leads the team with 53 targets. Second on the team is Hawk. He has 39. I see no reason why Hawk, his targets per game doesn't increase with no JJ. Kirk he relies on TJ almost as much as Justin Jefferson. So without his number one man, he's going to have to rely on his number two man a lot. He's got a matchup with the Bears. I don't know why my Prizepicks screen keeps bumping away from the picks, but he's got a matchup with the Bears tomorrow. They're one of the worst defenses in the league. We should easily see 10 plus targets, I think, out of him tomorrow. Tight ends have done very well against the Bears. I see no reason why this doesn't continue tomorrow. 55.5 is just way too low in my opinion. So, what do you guys think?
I mean, I'm with you. I mean, it's a Vikings versus Chicago defense stack. You've got no Jefferson coming in. It's like you asked. I was going to take Addison already. I've already got Addison in my own slips. But Hawkinson's, like you said, he's the second most targeted guy on the team.
Mm-hmm.
The volume's going to be there for him. Kirk announced today that he is not having any intentions of waiving his no trade clause.
Yeah.
So regardless of if the Vikings start getting rid of people, he's on a free agency year. He's going to ball out the rest of the year. I mean, he's going to throw it still, it sounds like. So
yeah, for sure.
It seems like a pretty low line for Hockenson. Plus, we know he's a great tight end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, there should be no reason he doesn't cash this for us tomorrow. So, Tyler, what else you got for us?
I've got a couple different directions I can go. I do like Evan Engram, his receptions prop. I think it's a little bit low. I like Mike Evans' receiving prop, which I also think is a little bit low.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'm going to roll with my boy Desmond Ridder.
Yes.
Okay.
He just has been picking up his passing volume. He's starting to throw it a little bit better in terms of his completions. His yards picked up a little bit this year. He's a little bit over 200 now, which is a little shocking considering his inaccuracies and struggles reading NFL defenses. But lately, he's thrown the ball. He's played in the Commanders' defense that has given up yards to receivers, given up yards to quarterbacks, but has been pretty solid against the run. Only allowing 433 yards in 5 games so far. I think that they'll have to pass a little bit, and I think his line of 26.5 attempts is just too low.
You're like, yeah, dude. Trammell said, just fell to my knees. You did not just say Desmond Ridder.
I know, man.
It caught me off guard, too. I'm not going to lie. But
It caught me off guard. That's why I said, I was not ready.
I just, that's why I needed to ease into it. I mean, I should have. That's why I brought up a couple of different props earlier.
No, you brought those too. I'm like, hell, this guy's got something good if he's not going with either of these. No, I like the Ridder play.
And it's my guy, Desmond Ridder. He's thrown it over 30 times the last 4 games. So this 26.5 does feel a little bit low. The books favor the over as well. Even the funny thing is, like, these games have been close outside of 2 of them. Like, they beat Green Bay and he still went over that line. They beat the Texans, he still went over that line. They had to play a little bit of catch up against the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Detroit Lions, but he's still going over that 4 straight. I don't see any reason why he can't do that. I played his completions earlier. I think both are really good, and I think they're both way too low. Both of the lines are favored over on the book as well. So I'm going to go with attempts on this one, though, because I really do like that one as well.
Getting a starting quarterback, too, at 26.5 pass attempts just feels really weird. You know, like,
yes.
I mean, I know the Falcons, they want to run the ball a lot, but I mean, 26.5 pass attempts. I mean, you don't. They can be winning the entire game and that's still cash, you know.
Yeah, it just seems so low, and I don't understand why they've put it that low. I mean, especially with the Commanders being pretty good against stopping the run.
Yep.
So
and very bad against the pass. So I mean, teams have been attacking them through the air for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Actually, I love that call because I have a Falcons and Commanders game stack waiting to drop later today. So I think that game has some very good targets in it. So Henry, what's your next lock?
I'm just going to say, before we say anything else, 2 out of 3 weeks on this stream, we have had Russell Wilson and Desmond Ridder in our slips. So
What are we
I don't
doing,
know
man?
if that's good for engagement or what, but I just wanted to drop that out
It's
there.
not good for engagement, that's for sure. Unless it all cashes, but
Oh man, yeah, that's for sure. But yeah, so I'm gonna go with DeAndre Swift's rushing yards. So
yeah.
yes, the Jets defense is a pretty solid defense, but their rush defense has not been super great this year against teams with great running backs. And DeAndre Swift has erupted. I mean, the Eagles just want to run the ball so much. Apparently, they don't care about the money invested in AJ Brown, although he's still been balling out too.
He
But
has been.
if you look at the Jets defense game log, you have Cowboys put up 114 yards on 35 attempts. Patriots put up 140 on 35 attempts. The Chiefs put up 134 on 26 rush attempts. Even the Broncos, who have a terrible offensive line, put up 90 on only 15 attempts.
Yeah.
So you're looking
that's
at a
pretty
Jets
big.
defense. Yeah, I mean, they're giving up an average of almost 5 yards per carry. So I think DeAndre Swift, he's sitting pretty low in the 60s. If I remember, I'm getting it pulled back up myself to call it out. But
66.
yeah, he's at 66 and a half. And so, I mean, you look at it, and he struggled against Washington, which Washington, weirdly enough, in all these years of being a rough team, have had a good, solid defense. And they've had a solid rush defense. So other than that, he's hit the line pretty safe 3 of the last 4, and I just think it's a good matchup for him versus a Jets rush defense that's given up rush yards.
Yeah, I think the Eagles definitely have a big mismatch in favor of themselves with that offensive line versus the Eagles run D. So I love the Swift play. I actually even played it earlier too, so I have no complaints about that one. Tyler, you like Swift tomorrow?
Yeah, I do. The books favor him over at 14.5 rushing attempts. And the Jets have given up almost 4.3 yards a carry. So, again, way too low, especially for that matchup, when I would imagine the Eagles are heavily favored. So
They gotta be. I
I
didn't even
don't
think about that.
see I don't see why that doesn't hit. I mean,
They're actually only 6-point favorites. I mean, still favorites, but surprisingly only 6. I think that's kind of weird, but
yeah, you just wait till around the third or fourth quarter, and the Eagles are gonna run 15 times for 15 minutes.
Seriously.
I mean, it's just
On
every
one
week.
drive.
dude,
On one drive.
the Jets will be lucky to get 3 possessions in the second half. Seriously.
It's crazy.
I like that a lot, Henry. I think that's a great call. So I'm going to go. He's our poster boy, actually, for this YouTube video. We got Mr. Cooper Kupp. He's back, and we all saw last week that McVay was true to his word, saying there's no limitations with Kupp, and even saying Puka was going to still also continue to eat. He's very true to his word, which is surprising when you hear Coach speak. I mean, Cooper Kupp absolutely went off, and as well as Puka. But first came back, he played 95% of snaps. He led the team in targets, actually, too, with 12 targets. Nothing has changed with Stafford and his connection. I mean, he's just going to keep peppering Kupp. Who on the Cardinals is really going to stop him? I mean, it's a terrible pass defense. Jamar Chase has torched him for 15 catches, 192 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Then the week before, Ayuk hit them for 6 catches and 148 yards. I think this is a Cardinals team that's kind of like outperformed to start the year, and things are going to start catching up with them, especially these offenses starting to torch their defense a little bit more. They're going to start getting beat by more and more. I see no reason why Cooper Kupp doesn't cash almost any of his lines. I think he has a good chance of scoring a touchdown. So I was kind of leaning his 19.5 fantasy score. I mean, the Rams have a 28-point total. So, I mean, they're probably going to score 4 touchdowns. I mean, that's projected for 4 touchdowns, but 3 or 4 touchdowns usually. And I can't imagine Cooper Kupp not being a part of that tomorrow. So, I mean, you got 85 receiving yards and a 7.5 reception line. That's just based on those projections. That's what, 15, 16 fantasy points?
Yep.
So, I mean, he can hit his fantasy score without scoring a touchdown, but I think taking his fantasy score and baking in his chances of scoring a touchdown is smart. So, you guys have any thoughts on Mr. Cooper Kupp?
Yeah, I like it, especially the fantasy score prop, because I know Puka ended up being the one who got the touchdown last week, but I don't see a way where after Matt Stafford gets a little more comfortable, he doesn't start targeting Cooper Kupp in the red zone as well. I mean, once they get inside that 20, 15-yard line, he's going to be either him or McVay is going to draw up something where Cooper's going to be freed up. I mean, Stafford just has a connection with that dude and has for a season and a half now, obviously before the injury last year. So I like that side of things. And you mentioned Arizona kind of tailing off. I feel like something that's been good for their defense is the offense has been oddly running the ball really well with James Conner, and he's out.
That is true.
Not going to play.
Yeah.
So I think you're going to see the defense, like you said, they're going to spend more time on the field. And they're just going to get tired. And Matt Stafford's probably going to get to complete a lot of passes, Cooper Kupp. So, yeah, I like it. I like the matchup. I like the offense versus defense.
Yeah, the matchup is really good. I mean, the Cardinals have given up the fourth most receiving yards to opposing wide receivers. So, a really good matchup for Kupp to get it to just target the mess out of his fool. I mean, it just cannot go away from him. It's him and Puka, and it's pretty much nobody else. I feel like he gets double-digit targets tomorrow, and he's got minus 125, minus 130 to score a touchdown. Fantasy score is the way to go because he doesn't even need the touchdown to win, and if he does, it's just icing on the cake.
Yeah, if he scored the touchdown, I mean, it's going to be easy for him, I think. So.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, if he scores a touchdown, he's what, 7 catches, 70 yards?
Yeah.
So, great one. So, what are we going to lock in? We got Kenneth Walker rush attempts. I'm also going to lock it in because I want to get past these bumps that's been happening. Kenneth Walker rush attempts, 15.5 over. And Zay Flowers over 56.5 receiving yards. We got TJ Hockenson over 55.5 receiving yards. Desmond Ridder over 26.5 pass attempts. Then we got DeAndre Swift over 66.5 rush yards and Cooper Kupp over 19.5 fantasy score. All overs, of course. I'm locking it in right now. It looks like a good slip to me, guys. I'm loving it.
I'm not mad about it. I like that we have a lot of variance in it.
Let's see. Got that played. Appreciate you guys coming in here and watching the stream for sure. Cameron asked about better slips. Yeah, I'll post those later. Do us a favor. Make sure you like the video and subscribe because it helps us out a lot. We're trying to get to 1,000 as quick as possible. We're trying to get it before NBA season starts, which is right around the corner. So we can hang out and answer some questions. I don't know, Tyler, Henry, are you good with that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm good to sit here for a little longer. I mean, we can make another slip again if we want to. We did last time, or we can just discuss some props from chat. Good for whatever.
I'm always down for some more slips because, I got a bunch of plays. So I got 2 more on my screen ready to go just in case we're going to do another slip.
I mean, and also, guys, you can substitute any of those props you don't like, of course, for any of the discounts that they have because Prizepicks has 2 discounts currently.
That's a good point, yeah.
And additionally, always, you can just substitute something you don't like. So keep that in mind when you're making these slips, but this is a great slip. I love this slip, and I am ready for it to cash.
Yeah, how do you guys feel about the Lamar and Tua specials?
I haven't played them yet. I'm going to. I'm a little nervous about the Lamar one, I'm not going to lie, being over in London. But it's hard to turn down a discount.
Yeah, I've played.
It's hard to turn out a discount, yeah.
Yeah, I've played the Tua one already. I've not played the Lamar one quite yet, but Jeffrey asked thoughts on Evan Eagles receptions, and I love that one. I already played it one of my slips earlier. I mentioned it a little bit earlier. I didn't play it because I played Ritter's passing attempts, but I do like that one as well. And if we do another slip, I'm taking it.
Yeah, I was going to mention Evan Engram possibly as well. I was liking that prop as well. But I was going to talk about Tua and Lamar. I haven't played either of them, and they just both feel trappy. I don't know why. I had no issues with their normal lines before it was a discount. And then they discounted it, and I immediately look and I think, man, it's Lamar versus an easy defense. Is it really going to be a trap where Prizepicks is going to make money with everybody taking the overs?
Over in London, too, dude.
Exactly. And then I looked at Tua's, and I'm like, man, 249. They're versus Carolina, who has a terrible rush defense. Whoever that backup is it Wilson Jr.? Is out, so Mostert might end up just busting out 180 yards on 6 carries.
That's my prop that I have in case we want to do another slip too. Is Mostert rush yards.
Yeah. So the second they discounted those, and I saw that on Prizepicks, I was like, man, these both just feel trappy now.
Yeah, dude.
Right.
I get that for sure.
I'm gonna play them. It's a discount. It's 10%, 12% discount on good matchups. I'm probably gonna play them, but
You gotta play them. I might actually do a Dolphins and little Panthers stack.
Yeah.
It may be a little weird. I might throw like rushing yards in there. I don't know. Panthers are gonna have to pass the entire game, right? So
yeah, we
I think
have an all caps another 5-man.
another 5-man. What about 6-man? I like 6-man
Yeah.
better than 5-man.
The
No reason
6-man
not
is just
throwing
the
a 6
money.
there.
6-man's are money.
Let's see, off topic, but in fantasy I have Burrow, T-Law, and Stafford. Who's worth a start? Maybe.
Who's Cincinnati play this week?
No, Seattle.
Yeah, that's it. You gotta go Burrow.
Seattle's had a good defense.
No, they're terrible against the pass. I'm pretty sure.
But they've like stepped it up the last few weeks. If I thought I remember, maybe not. Maybe I'm going crazy.
I'm
So many
pretty
different
sure
things.
Seattle has been getting cooked.
They've given
Last
over
week they had
300.
Daniel Jones.
They've given up over.
so-
That's
You gotta go Burrow.
Yeah, they've given up over 300. Over 300 passing yards a game. This is had the Seahawks with Daniel Jones games.
One of those was Andy Dalton. He gave up 361 to Andy Dalton.
Yeah, just
Yep.
yeah,
And if you give up 200 to Daniel Jones, that's pretty bad too. That's like a season high for him right there. He's been terrible.
he's on pace for like 113 sacks.
That's insane. That offensive line is so bad, dude.
For Daniel Jones, I saw somebody post like, how many sacks Andrew Luck had in a 5-year time span, and how everybody just defended Andrew Luck so much for how much he got hit. Daniel Jones has like 40 more sacks than him in the exact same amount of games.
That's insane, dude.
Well, I guess it sounds like we're making another 6-man.
It sounds like my echo is terrible.
See, it sounds good on my end. I know it echoed a little bit earlier, but I think it's because like you had a spike in your internet or something like that. That's what it looked like. Because on Video Ninja, it kind of lost signal a little bit.
Yeah, I've got a new setup with my mic, and I can hear the echo on my end currently.
Can you?
Yeah.
It's weird. It sounds perfectly fine on mine, but I'm not listening to it on YouTube either. Is Cooper Kupp receiving yards a good play as well instead of fantasy? Yeah, I mean you can't go wrong with that either.
The echo for Posey is pretty bad.
Dang it, Tyler, you and your echo.
We're gonna have to pay to move him out of Sherwood.
Sherwood, bro. Oh, Flacco said it isn't that bad. I mean, I know it's definitely got to be annoying, even if it's a little bit. I get it. Okay, which discounted pick is good? I think I'd go Tua more. I'd lean Tua over Lamar. All right, I'm gonna zoom back out. Hopefully everybody has this slip by now. We can cook up another one.
Yeah. What do you want to start with? What prop? We mentioned Evan Engram. We mentioned Mostert.
Dude, I'll go ahead.
Addison briefly earlier.
I'm down to just go ahead and drop that Mostert play. I mean, 75.5 rush yards. He has to play like, what, 70, 80% of the snaps? I mean...
Oh, yeah. He's going to have to.
And they're 14-point favorites, dude. Like, the Dolphins, they may jump on them quick and then just absolutely just run the ball. And I mean, Carolina's rush defense hasn't been good. Like, so this just feels so good. I mean, I know 75.5 is a lot, but like, this dude may carry the ball, what, 20 times tomorrow? Probably maybe not 20, but he doesn't even need 20 carries really to hit it. Like, this dude could easily bust one. So,
well, it's like you said, they might jump out on Carolina early. The offense is dynamic for Miami. It could very well easily be he's the reason they jump out. He could bust out a 30-yard carry on the first drive and be almost halfway there. And if they get up early, then he's going to get probably 10 to 12 simple carries to chew some clock down and stuff. I think it's right there.
No, I love it.
Yeah, I've switched my setup, so hopefully I'm not echoing currently. But the Panthers are giving up over 5.2 yards a carry.
Jeez.
So
that's
they're
pretty
getting
bad.
shredded. Getting absolutely shredded.
Oh man. All right, so yeah, that's I love Mostert. I hope I didn't take one of your guys' going ahead and jumping out there, but
No. Chat, please tell me if I'm echoing. I changed some things around on my settings. Please let me know.
And then we were talking about Evan Engram. I also like him. I think Tyler, you were saying you liked him too, right?
Yeah, that was one of the props I took as well. I think Henry's about to say that one as well. But yeah, I took that one as well. He's at 4.5 receptions. It's minus 140 favored for the over. They play Indianapolis, which Indianapolis, let me pull it back up, have given up 44 receptions to tight ends, or excuse me, 44 targets to tight ends in their first 5 games, which is top 10 among the most. So they're very, very bad against tight ends. Ingram's been extremely active. Last week was the first week he hasn't hit that. So it's not like he has not got the targets, because I believe he had 8 targets last week. So he's been very heavily involved each and every week. He's got the 8 targets every single week, but one he had 5, and in that week he still had 5 catches. So he's very involved at all times. And last week against the Bills are pretty good against tight ends. So that's kind of, I feel like, why he wasn't super efficient with his targets. Mm-hmm. But this week the Colts aren't very good against tight ends. So you go back to a great defense, somebody who's already heavily involved in the offense. Yeah, to me it's an easy over.
Heck yeah. The only current concern for me is like Jacksonville, like them coming back from London after being there for 2 weeks, just like possibly just throwing up a stinker on offense. I think teams in the past have had a little bit of issues, like when they come back to America from being in London without a bye week. There's been some kind of like poor play at times, but I mean, I think it's a good play. And then, like you said, the odds are favored over on 4.5 too, so they know more than we do. So I think it's a good play for sure.
So I got a small echo apparently still. I just don't understand, man.
I think it's probably just something internet related. I don't think you'll be able to.
It'll be all right. Henry, what you got? Did Tyler steal your prop?
He did not. I wasn't going to mention Evan Engram just because I heard Tyler mention it at some point, so I figured I'd let him keep the spotlight on that guy. I really like Alvin Kamara for rushing yards, 60.5. It was weird. I normally don't really like taking a lot of running back props, especially rushing yards, but like I was over Mostert. Obviously, I took Swift in the last one. I mentioned Kieran Williams to you earlier, Zach, but I'm liking Kamara this week against Houston. He's been dominating the backfield, whether it's carries or touches. Houston does not give up a lot of receptions to running backs. So on the year, Houston has only given up 28 targets and 23 receptions to running backs on the season. So you're looking at 4.5, 5 catches a game to running backs. Mm-hmm. So I think we're going to see Kamara have to run the ball a little bit more. And 60.5 just seems like a really safe line for him. Derek Carr just has not been great at throwing the ball the last few weeks, and obviously he has the shoulder injury and stuff. So I think they're going to lean on him, and I just think 60.5 is a safe line for a guy like Kamara. And so that's another prop that I have.
Yeah, I like it too. I was hoping they would put his rushing attempts up there because I took that last week and it was cashing easy.
I was about to say
I wanted it too.
Rush attempts.
I wanted it too.
Rush attempts is up there now at 15.5.
15.5?
Yeah.
Yeah, then either of those. I'm fine if we want to discuss attempts. When I first looked a little while ago, the attempts was not on the board yet. I think both of those are super safe lines.
Let's see what the odds are. Dude,
minus one.
It's rush attempts because he's at 16.5 on almost all these other books.
Yeah, then let's do that then for sure. I've been taking rush attempts a lot the last 2 weeks instead of rush yards if I like it.
Yeah, I kind of have as well. I mean, I've always kind of done that, but yeah, this one especially, like, one of the books, I can't ever remember which one's which, but I think this is BetMGM has him favored minus 130 at 16.5. That one will bump before we get off the stream, everybody. Just letting you know.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely going to bump. That's why I'm getting it in my slipper right now, ready to take it for when we have some other props. So let me go ahead and put that in there. So we got Mostert rush yards, Engram receptions, and Kamara rush attempts. I like the Kamara play, Henry. This guy is 3rd week back this season, and they're obviously featuring him, and they have no reason not to. So, my other prop that I was going to bring up is Jamar Chase. Kind of just riding the hot hand here. I know we got news not too long ago that Higgins, he's likely to play. But I mean he's still banged up. He's been questionable and limited all week. If he does play, he's still dealing with the injury issue. So maybe he's used as like a decoy more, or maybe he just, I don't know. It's not going to do much to affect Chase. If anything, it probably helps him with him being on the field a little bit. Seattle, like we were saying earlier, has one of the worst passing defenses in the league, if not the worst. Burrow's been starting to look a little bit better, been starting to sling the ball a little bit more and deeper downfield. And ever since Chase made comments about him always being open, that boy has been open. So
That boy has been open.
he has been open. So like he just torched Arizona for 192 last week. I mean, expect a bunch of targets again this week, in my opinion. It's a cake matchup, dude. Let's see. They've given up 4 100-yard games to wide receivers already this year. So you telling me Jamar Chase isn't going for 100 tomorrow? Man, I think he will be.
I mean, I love riding the hot hand in sports betting. I've been doing that for the last 2 football seasons and NBA seasons as well. It just seems like a smart idea to do when it comes to sports betting is ride the hot hand. Like when your stud players get hot, there's no reason not to, especially in good matchups, not to take the props.
So you said you're taking the yard. Sorry, I was looking at something else.
I think it's yards. I mean, really, I could be honestly talked into fantasy score too there, but it's close. Maybe yards for me, but I could be talked into something else if you guys prefer something different with him. Maybe not receptions, just because I can see him hitting those yards without hitting 8 receptions. But I mean, he really
I agree with
hit
that.
any of these probably. So I think it's yards.
Yeah, I'd lean toward yards, fantasy score. Yards with Jamar seems safer this week.
No, I think so too. That's why I took it earlier before stream. So that's 4 props. Those are my 2. So we got those.
I'm with it. I'm with it. Jamar Chase is always open. That's bottom line.
He's always open. He'll be open for the rest of the year too. Like I don't care if they triple team that man. Throw him the ball. Tyler?
All right. So my next one, and this is my guy. I take him essentially every time he goes and starts. And it's my guy, Minshew Mania.
Oh, I love me some Gardner Minshew.
I'm going to take his over 33.5 passing attempts.
Yep.
Now, I took this last time he started, and he finished with 40-something.
Yeah.
They're 4-point underdogs going into Jacksonville. Jacksonville has given up 181 pass attempts in 5 games. Like, they just have given up well over that 40. That's almost 35 or so attempts a game they're giving up. I mean, dudes, they are getting the ball slung around on them a little bit because they're not very good pass defense-wise. I don't know that the Colts are – I don't know what they're doing in the backfield with Taylor and Moss at this point. I think probably Taylor gets a little bit more run, but I don't know that they're super efficient with that because the Jaguars have given up only 60 yards a game on the ground. They've been very good on the ground, like elite, like the 6th best defense on the ground in the entire league. So they've been very good, which is so that's less than they're giving up less than 4 yards a carry on the ground. It's going to have to go in the air a little bit, and the Colts trust Gardner Minshew. He came out that against Houston and threw 23 times in less than one half. He came out against Baltimore and threw 44 times. They don't care that he's the backup. He's not. He's really essentially not a backup at this point. Like, he's a legitimate fill-in starter.
He's a better passer than Anthony Richardson. So.
Absolutely, and they really trust him to come out there and throw it around. So it's 33.5 line. I've been looking at it all day, and it's too low. The odds favored as well. Jaguars being favored. The Colts trusting Minshew to sling it. I just don't see any way he does not go over, unless, like you said, the Jaguars just fall asleep after coming back from London. But that's it.
Yeah, hopefully they're playing from behind the whole time. I mean, I think you said they're favored underdogs on the books, right?
Yeah, Jacksonville's -4.
Yeah, so that's perfect. We love that game script. Hopefully it stays like that. Ideally, Jaguars pop out ahead so the Colts can't just run the heck out of the ball with Moss and Jonathan Taylor. So
Yeah, they're going to get out to Engram 5 catches in the first drive, score a touchdown. So, yeah, it's going to be
Imagine.
great. Yeah, imagine.
All right, Henry. Top us off.
All right. Last prop I'm taking, which I'm pretty sure it bumped since the stream started just by a yard, but I'm still liking the prop, is George Kittle at 34.5.
George Kittle.
So we look and we see the Browns versus tight ends have been relatively solid all year. They allowed less than 20 yards in the first 3 games, but then you look at them versus the Ravens, which have a guy named Mark Andrews. And Mark Andrews had 5 receptions for 80 yards and a touchdown against them. And Brock Purdy seems to favor George Kittle pretty consistently. I mean, we saw what happened last week. That's obviously not the standard for 3 touchdowns, and those were only 3 catches. But in a what could potentially be a closer game for the 49ers, just because we know the Browns do have a good defense, I see where Purdy might end up having to have some more targets to Kittle versus just those 3 touchdown passes. And I feel like that's a low line for a guy like Kittle. Like, it's the Browns defense, but Kittle's a dynamic player. And there's just so many weapons on the 49ers. Even though the Browns are such a good defense, players are going to get open. And I feel like Kittle finds a couple of open seams and makes 2 catches for 17 yards each, or 17 and 18 to get over that now 34.5. I'm pretty sure it was 33.5 like all day. But
so it's probably trending upwards.
Yeah.
I mean, I can get on board with that. I mean, the Bears defense is elite. So, like, it might be kind of a grinded out game. May struggle to run the ball a little bit with C-Mac tomorrow. I mean, he's a stud.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
But, yeah, I could see it for sure. I mean, trying to beat that Bears pass rush, maybe maybe a little bit.
You mean Browns pass rush?
Browns, yes. Not the Bears.
Not the Bears.
Not the Bears. Not the Bears.
But and I just think it's a guy like Kittle. I mean, if it's a close game, then I feel like at some point the looks are there for Kittle to get over just 34.5 yards. In a close matchup game like this, so
I can get with it. Let's see. So we got, I'm pulling it up big on the screen so everybody can see it. There we go. So what do we think of Mostert? 75.5 rush yards. Engram 4.5 receptions. Kamara over 15.5 rush attempts. Jamar Chase over 89.5 receiving yards. Minshew Mania over 33.5 pass attempts. And Kittle 34.5 receiving yards.
That's the move.
I think that's the move. It's 2 slips locked in. Imagine we hit for 50x tomorrow.
Yeah.
It'd be a nice day, wouldn't it be?
That would be great. Yeah,
make Sunday worth it.
Are all these ones on this slip are at 12 also, so.
Oh, that's good. I love the early games.
Get it done early.
Esteban said DJ Moore got that hot hand.
I did see that. I think he maybe typed that up as we were talking about hot hands with Chase, but I'm not sure when it came in. But yeah.
His odds are now coming down. So his favorite under 4.5 earlier today. Now it's even money.
DJ Moore?
The odds, yeah. So the odds are coming back into his favor.
If I was taking DJ Moore, I'd probably take his yards anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Versus the Vikings. Yeah, 61.5 receiving yards. Yeah.
I don't know why I said if. I think I did take DJ Moore in my slips earlier, and I will definitely be putting him in that Vikings and Bears stack that I dropped. That game feels so good, dude. For 100x, man, on Betr, that's going to be a good one.
Man, DJ Moore has 360 yards in 2 games.
It's insane.
I mean, obviously, I knew he had the 230 last week, but I didn't realize they torched the Broncos for 130 as well.
Yeah, he did.
Before the comeback happened.
I was actually
tomorrow for DJ also. That's good because I think there was a chance. So.
Yeah, I was looking at your boy Justin Fields for the over 26.5 pass attempts. I mean, I was coming with 2 randos today with Ridder and Fields, but they bumped him up, so I couldn't play him.
What about that Justin Fields fantasy score at 20.5?
Super low.
That's too low, man.
I like Justin Fields props. I really considered taking a few of them, or like just what I would lock it in on, and I'm not sure what I would want to make up my mind. But it's the Vikings defense, man. Everybody's shredding them.
Yeah, dude. Justin Fields been hot lately too. So Bears may go to the Super Bowl. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm just playing.
Oh gosh.
I tweeted that the other day when they were thumping on who was it? Was it Washington? I think it was Washington. I was like, Bears. I've seen enough. Bears are going to the Super Bowl.
I did see that.
I was mad though because like I think we predicted Washington to be leading that game.
Completely the opposite.
Brian Robinson was going to be getting all these carries, and completely the opposite right from the get-go.
And then Sam ended up gunslinging the entire time.
We took over Sam's first half fantasy score or passing yards.
Yeah.
One didn't hit in the first half, but cashed his full game lines by a mile.
So yeah, he was like 50 yards in the first half and finished with 380.
Yeah, didn't he throw the ball almost 50 times or something?
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
He threw it 51 times. Yeah. Gosh.
Esteban says,
Cousins out here.
Fields Fantasy is 17 on Betr. That's a good find.
Whoa.
That'll be bumped up.
That 3 lower than Prizepicks?
Let's keep that a secret until I post those 100x Betr slips, so nobody else take it.
Dilly Dagger said, cook up a community slip from us in here. Everyone pitches in chat, and y'all pick the ones you like the most.
I like that. I'll type them up in a note real quick if people drop them real fast.
I am down for that. That would be fun. Why not?
Yeah,
the more slips, the merrier. We got 6 in chat.
That way I don't have to scroll up and find them after they post them. I'm just going to type them up. So if y'all want to start dropping them in chat, props you like, I'll type them up and then we'll look them over.
Yeah, drop your favorite prop from Sunday's games, the 12 and the 3 o'clock games. Don't do prime time because we don't want to wait.
Or London too, if you really want to do London.
Yeah, if you want to take a Henry route and take the 6:30 in the morning prop, let's go do that.
Our guy Ray Perez has been saying, check out Foreman's receiving yards.
I just saw that. I'm typing it on here.
So I'm gonna give it a look because he's dropped that in there a couple times. He's pretty confident about it.
Also, I'm gonna assume all these folks in here are taking overs only. I'm sure they know how we do around here.
We ain't messing around those unders. I can't believe we had no kicker question. I shouldn't have said anything, but I can't.
No, you shouldn't have said that.
I do, dude. I have a kicker prop that I love, and it's for the London game. It's the Bills punter over 3.5 punts. That's smashing.
Yeah, AJ, absolutely Atlanta props, no doubt. He said Swift over rush yards. We stole our play. We already got that one, baby.
Yeah, we already played that one.
So before y'all keep dropping y'all's picks or keep dropping them, we have 115 people in here, but only 29 likes. That seems like an off ratio. I feel like we should have closer to 50. These likes, again, they translate to actual production in our props. Last week, we didn't quite get the likes we needed, and Stafford fell just one short. So I feel like if you click that and crank that like button up and the subscribe button up, then we might have a better chance to cash. And we've already got 2 slips and working on a third. So just
this one's all on you guys.
Cash.
And mathematically, it's proven more likes equals more success and more subs.
Do we want to look into these first half props people are dropping?
We
or
definitely
full
can.
Games?
I'm looking at this Foreman one real quick. And this guy, he's only played 28% of the snaps this year. He played 28% of the snaps week 1. I'm not sure if he got hurt because he didn't play week 2, 3, whatever. He hasn't played since. But on 28% of the snaps, he got 3 targets. His receiving line's at 7.5 for the full game. So week 1 against Green Bay, 2 catches for 8 yards. Is Foreman going to be the workhorse running back for the Bears tomorrow? Because
he is.
Because Khalil Herbert's hurt, Roshan's hurt. Blasingame sucks. I don't even know if he's playing. He probably is, but he sucks. I don't know.
He sucks.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the Foreman show tomorrow. And last time he did that last year, he decided to become the best running back in fantasy for 3 weeks.
Yeah, the Foreman set the lead in Chicago's backfield Sunday against the Vikings.
And Foreman is favored 9.5 receiving yards minus 120 over on DraftKings.
Our boy Ray Perez, we gotta lock that in, dude. I think that's a great find by Ray. And also Travis Homer is also out. That's a big deal. I'm just playing.
Travis Homer does sneak out 5 catches randomly on a primetime Thursday night game.
Dude, that Foreman play is spicy. He may cash this on the first drive. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know. We don't have to take it, but I think it's a really good one.
Oh, I'm there for it after just listening to y'all talk while I'm typing in all these props.
All right, what else? What else we got?
I got a few in here.
We already took Swift over rush yards.
So we've got Justin Fields, 1.5 total touchdowns.
Okay.
You want me to just read these off from what chat had, and then if anything stands out, we'll discuss it?
Fields 1.5 touchdowns is standing out to me.
Yeah, just read them all out, and then we'll go from there.
Sounds good. So we got Justin Fields, 1.5 total touchdowns. We had Donta Foreman that we just discussed. DJ Moore receiving yards. Marquise Brown receiving yards. Jared Goff, first half fantasy. Brock Purdy, first half fantasy. Jake Elliott, field goals. Jalen Waddle, first half receiving yards. Bijan Robinson, anytime tutty. He's got to have the overhead view, behind the back catch, juke out, touchdown, guaranteed to happen. Hockenson plus Osborne touchdown combo. And we got Captain Kirk, 1.5 touchdowns as well. And more just keep coming in now that people realize we were actually going to do this for them. Because now we got Mr. Cole Kmet.
Matt Stafford pass attempts. That's just asking for another hook again, like last week.
Oh, that was brutal. I hated that for you.
I'm still sick about it. Hey, appreciate that, Donald.
Yes, so I say we stop there with the Matt Stafford one, and we review that list of 10 or 11 we've got right there.
That Fields
13.
one is. We didn't take Fields in that second slip, did we?
We did not.
No.
So I'm looking at that Fields 1.5. It's pass rush and rush touchdown, both. Correct.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I didn't look. I just typed. I haven't checked it out.
Well, if it is, Baker, he threw 2 touchdowns versus Minnesota week 1. Jalen Hurts had a passing touchdown and 2 rushing touchdowns, so there's 3. Justin Herbert
pass
had
rush or receiving.
That's okay, good. Justin Herbert had 3 passing touchdowns week 3. Bryce Young played him week 4. He's the worst quarterback in all of football, so he doesn't count. Patrick Mahomes had 2 passing touchdowns versus Minnesota last week.
Mm.
And then I believe that Justin Fields has cashed this, and let's see, he had a passing touchdown in week 1, just 1. So week 2 he cashed this. Week 4 and week 5, he's had 8 touchdowns the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's either that or his fantasy score. I think those are both pretty much the exact same prop for taking an over.
Yeah, he's gonna hit fantasy score if he gets. I mean, touchdown may be safer, but
yeah, I like it either way. I think it's a good pick against the Vikings defense.
Yeah, we could take. Oh yeah, the funny thing is, like, they said Deontay Foreman. Well, that's right there along with Justin Fields. And somebody else said DJ Moore again. We're just gonna stack the Bears.
We're just gonna stack. Oh man.
I mean, because we have gotten some. We got Kirk touchdowns also. We had a Hockenson and Osborne combo touchdown. Did we just stack the Vikings and Bears?
I'm pretty sure we just did a community game stack somehow.
If we're stacking it, then get Addison in here. Jordan Addison receiving yards.
Chat. All right, let us know. Let us know. Do you want a game stack for this Vikings and Bears game? Because I'm not gonna lie, it's my favorite one, and I'm gonna drop a game stack later. But
let's leave the game stacks for the other one.
Yeah, let's discuss the other props.
So
I will say I'm fine with those two, though. I think those are both just really safe ones for us.
All right. So what else did we have, Henry? Or did you guys think anything else sounded good off of that list?
We got. I'll call them out a little slower. Marquise Brown's receiving yards.
That one's a good one. I know that.
I'll call out the first half fantasies after all of these. Then we've got Jake Elliott field goals. Bijan Robinson anytime tutty.
Bijan tutty.
Matt Stafford attempts. And then we've got 3 first half fantasies. We've got Jared Goff first half fantasy.
He's been
Brock
a wagon.
Purdy.
I know he's been.
He has. Brock Purdy's first half fantasy, and then Jalen Waddle first half receiving yards, 30.5.
Let's look at this one.
Jared Goff thing is the greenest goblin I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, he's straight greened out 5 weeks in a row.
It's against Tampa Bay, who has a very good defense, right?
They do. But Jared Goff's been balling, man.
Jared Goff is a stud, dude. Lions are one of my favorite teams in football to watch. Like
that boy is showing he doesn't need to get replaced. Lions don't need a replacement.
But I do like the only problem with the Brock Purdy one is, like Henry said earlier when we talked about it, Cleveland's defense is legit.
Yeah,
They are.
That's honestly why I guarantee. What is it at? It's at 7.5.
7.5. Yeah, 100%. The only reason why it's there.
So like, you need him to score. You need him to pass or rush for a touchdown, which probably doesn't happen. But you need him to throw for a touchdown.
100
still
yards and a
throw
touchdown.
for
Yeah.
100 yards.
Yeah.
His passing yard line is at 111. So like, even if he could throw an interception and not hit this too, if he only goes for 100 and a touchdown. So
Yeah, exactly.
that one's a little scary just based off of matchup. I'm not saying he's not going to hit it. That's also a green freaking goblin, and I know everybody in the community loves seeing that, but just the matchup's kind of turning me off of there. What was the other first half?
Jake Elliott, golf first half, and then Jalen Waddle first half.
Waddle receiving yards, not fantasy.
I mean, Waddle probably has a game. I just don't really trust Jalen Waddle.
For me personally, I hate taking first half props. I'm full game and second half game stacks, but like,
Love me some.
so I just never really look into first half fantasies. So I'm kind of, or first half props in general. So I'm gonna leave that to you all for discussing and looking over. It's just really not my thing that I ever dig into.
Somebody's asking about Jalen Hurts' pass attempts. I mean, he's hit it 3 of his last 4 games, 4 times total already on the year. But I just don't know if they need to pass a ton against the Jets. I mean, 29.5 is so low anyway, so it might not matter really, to be honest with you.
It's just like, I'm just honestly surprised that Jets aren't bigger underdogs, but like I just don't see how the Jets score enough points to make it to where the Eagles have to pass the ball a lot. I mean, because like the Jets passing game, like they didn't look that great against the Broncos, you know. So,
Nope.
Like, I'm not saying that the Eagles passing defense has actually been like pretty weak, I think, for the most part.
Yeah, they've just given up a lot just because they've had so much volume against them.
So I don't know.
They have, but I mean, yeah, I'm staying away from that one personally.
Kyron Williams, I see that in there. Jets pass.
Yeah, I didn't bring
defense
that
is
one up
good.
earlier. Was Kyron Williams? Yeah, we mentioned that in the text earlier, Zach, because you didn't want to have any correlation on the first 2 slips. Kyron Williams' rush yards is.
I mean, against
pretty
Arizona,
safe prop.
they're not really good against the rush, are they?
They are not at all.
Yeah, I mean, they
And-
give up 59 to Brian Robinson, 63 to Saquon, 122 to Pollard, 106 to C-Mac, 81 to Joe Mixon.
Yeah. And Kieran's been getting fed.
Yeah, I mean, let's see, 84. Yeah, he's playing like all the running back snaps.
Yep. I'm pulling up his game log now just to see what it's been looking like. So, yeah, he's had 15, 14, 10, 25, 13 for all of his attempts.
I mean, that even 53 last week against the Eagles is actually pretty impressive because the Eagles have like the best run D in the league.
Yeah. I like Kieran Williams.
It's got to be rush yards, right? If we took Kieran.
Well, let's go see what his attempts are.
It's at 15 and a half.
Yeah, I feel like with them passing so much, I don't know about his attempts.
Boy, you guys are on so many different props. I don't know if that's the same person saying Jake Elliott field goals made.
It might be, I don't know, but there's been at least 3 people I think say it since we started the stream, so we might just need to go look at it.
Jake Elliott.
It is a community
field-
slip.
Dude, hold on.
Yeah.
Because it is a community slip. You're right.
Let's just
So
take
we
them.
might have to trust the kickers.
Jake.
This is on you, chat. We're taking it, and it's on you.
Oh my gosh. Hold on.
So y'all drink
It's
some
favored
water.
over, actually, pretty solidly. Are we W hydration, Zach? We gotta stay hydrated, man. It's tough out here sweating out these plays on NFL. Not trying to get dehydrated tomorrow and get a heat stroke sitting on
Oh,
my
God.
couch.
Now, here it goes. Floodgates are open. If we're on the kickers, 1.5 for Moody.
Oh my gosh. The
Can
kickers
we throw a
are
punter prop in here, then?
open.
Jake
I have a
Moody is.
great punter prop recommendation.
Honestly, that Jake Moody play is not that bad, bro.
Hold on.
Because he's
Okay.
playing Cleveland.
We're
Don't
taking
forget.
Jake Elliott first off. We gotta clear that up. We gotta take him because he's a
Yeah.
fucking wagon, and he has hit this every single week so far. So there's zero reason not to, and the odds are over it. So chat's convinced me. All right, next kicker.
It's Jake Moody, and he's playing the Cleveland defense. I do think that he'll move the ball against the Cleveland.
I agree. They will move the ball.
I'm taking it. Have it. It's a community sub. It's a community sub.
Oh, only one person said Jake Moody, or multiple people?
One, but it doesn't matter.
Oh,
Taylor. It's Taylor.
No,
Taylor
dude, he's favored.
Stamp it in.
Come on. I don't know about that one. Jake Moody.
I took it out. I mean, go on. I don't know.
All I know is my favorite punter prop of the week is Thomas Morstead.
We're
You gotta
really
get
doing
Jets
this.
punter.
You gotta get chat on if chat has to agree with you if we're gonna play freaking punter.
All right.
Who is it?
Line's at
Morstead?
4.5.
What's-
Morstead.
How do you
Line's
even
at
spell his
4.5.
name? Oh, I see it.
Morstead.
I see. I got it.
Bro,
So-
somebody else just said Young Hoku.
Oh my gosh, you guys are killing me. What's your reasoning for Morstead?
So his game log going back right now is
unreal.
4.4645. So it's a. I feel like punter props are weird. The lines are probably always going to be tight. But
Yeah.
Zach Wilson sucks, man. I mean, other than him randomly showing out for Donna Kelsey against the Chiefs, that dude has not been good
Took a
since
turn.
he took over the job.
He
So,
said
I mean-
showing out for Mama Kelsey.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. I just don't see the Jets moving the ball against the Philadelphia defense. Yeah, their secondary isn't the best, but I mean, their rush defense is insane. Brees Hall's probably going to get slowed down. Zach's going to have to throw, and I don't think he's going to throw. I just don't think he's that good of a guy. And so they're going to punt the ball 5 times. I mean, I don't see the Jets not having 5 or 6 drives where they don't run more than 5 plays. 5 or 6 plays. And it's out
Oh
there.
my
If
God.
chat agrees with you and starts spamming that, we can take it.
It's up
you
to
tried
them.
you tried to sell him on it, so
I just wanted to see. I don't actually care.
Justin said no punters.
Yeah.
Pittman over 5.5 receptions is interesting. Young Hoku.
And
2
Terry.
people
Adam
said
Vinatieri.
Koo. God dang it. 2 people said Young Ho. God, dude.
Vinatieri's still going to be kicking the ball by the time I have a child.
Nobody said that.
And
Somebody
that's
said
5 years
Vinatieri.
away.
God,
Yeah.
dude. What has this chat? What this community slip, man? It's about to be wild.
I like the punter prop, says Jacob.
Of course.
No, let's just get this over with. I'm trying to go home, go to bed.
Yeah, what are we at? Are we at 4 props? Have we not taken Moody or not?
No.
We did not take Moody. I've only seen one person bring it up. So
Okay, so we're at 3 props then.
yeah. All right. You guys gotta. We're getting way too cute. Yep. All right, guys, come on. You guys gotta agree. Have a
Okay,
little
somebody
bit of
did say
consensus.
Daniel Hunter sacks, and I will say I did
Oh,
look into taking that.
God. Henry is a sack master.
Henry.
Hey,
loves him
it
some
worked out
sacks.
last time that I was on one,
Who was it?
but Daniel Hunter, he's at 0.75. So
Against the Bears.
he's had 1-3-1-0-1 against the Bears. The Vikings have outwardly said they are willing to trade him. And so I don't know. That just seems like a prime situation for where this dude's gonna go out and show out that he's worth getting traded for. I feel like elite pass rushers don't get offered up for trade very often. Like that's some people consider that the second most desired position in the NFL outside of quarterback is an elite pass rusher. So it's against the Bears. I don't know.
Does Justin
He's had a
Fields get
great year
sacked
to
a lot?
start. I think he only has 10 sacks on the season. I think I did look into it and notice he only has 10 on the season, but I think I'm just going with the fact that
Looking
Daniel
it up.
Hunter's an elite guy.
Oh god, dude. Justin Fields. This is his sacks starting in week 1. 4-6-3-4-3. That's 20 sacks.
Way more.
That's pretty bad.
Lock it.
Yeah.
That's a lock.
Gosh, whoever
It's
said
maybe community
whoever
sub.
said that. This is
I'll scroll up and find it. I'm glad they reminded me of it because I had forgotten about
Dilly
it.
said,
Come-
"Imagine to slip cash." You know what? You already know it's going to.
Commanders have allowed at least 3 field goal attempts in 4 or 5 games this year
Gosh,
and
what are we
allowed
doing?
2 in every game. It's Koo. He kicks from deep too.
Flacco is who gave us Daniel Hunter sacks.
I mean, I saw multiple Young Ho stands in there.
I'm putting him in my slip. I don't care. It's community slip. It's a community slip.
Dude, we have 2 kickers in this slip, and 15 other people have brought up other kickers. Facts. Koo is free. All right, you guys have convinced me. Ertz receptions, that one's solid. Pittman, I've seen some Pittman plays in here. I like Pittman a lot, especially with Minshew.
Gardner Minshew, baby.
Dude.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Minshew's a consistent guy.
Oh, he's at 6 receptions. Very pumped.
That 5.5.
Minshew Mania in London?
That. No, they're not in London. Jacksonville just came back from London.
This dude said, Gilly said, you know what? Let's punt the punter in.
Oh my gosh.
Let's not actually put Morse in.
Hold on.
Let's not do it.
If we're going to do a punter, we need to do freaking Jordan Stout on the Ravens or something like, or Stonehouse, who's over there playing in London, because people punt the ball like crazy. That first game they're over there in London.
That 4.5.
We need Zach's punter prop. You talking about Jordan Stout, Wisconsin Snipes? I'm the only one who hasn't brought up a kicker. You guys are...
I didn't bring it up. They just happened to say it, and I just went with it, but for fun.
And why can't StatsMuse tells me the average number of punts in a London NFL game?
Bro, who's the Jets guy? What do you mean?
That's Morstead.
Oh.
That's Thomas Morstead. That's who Henry.
Thomas Morstead.
Are we really... That's Dilly, man. He's trolling us. He's trying to get us to take this punter prop.
He probably is. I'm telling you, we probably shouldn't, but I just don't think Zach Wilson's going to have... That dude's not going to have 6 drives where he
Stout
makes
is hitting
7 plays happen.
All right, we're doing Stout.
That's why I played that earlier, dude. It's my favorite punter prop on the entire slate. I gotta see more than Wisconsin Snipes say they like it, though.
I mean, the Falcons have had a really good defense, actually, this year, haven't they, so far?
They're playing the Titans.
Oh, shoot. I saw Baltimore. Oh, I had Stonehouse pulled up, I think.
Get with the program and kick in a kicker. Gosh, you guys.
Oh my God.
Dude, we might as well just change our name to the Kicking Factory as much as we talk about kickers and punters on NFL. Unreal. No, I looked up. I don't actually feel like looking this back again to fact check myself, but there's been 2 games in London played this year, and I'm pretty sure every single punter has gone over this 3.5 line.
Boom, locking it in. I'm done. I'm tired of talking about this stuff. I'm moving on.
Dude, you already know everything else is going to go 0-6 and this is going to cash, right?
I'm putting...
If this is the first stream set to hit for a 25x, that'd actually be hilarious.
I'll be so I'm not going to lie.
You're going to have to take kickers every week after this if it does.
I'm not going to take anything but kickers if this is what freaking cashes. I'm making it big for you guys on screen. This is the most...
You've talked us into this crap.
This is the most unreal slip I've ever seen in my life, and they've really actually kind of it looks beautiful.
Now that I'm looking
I'm
at
not
it,
gonna lie.
top to bottom.
We have 2 kicker props, a punter prop, and a sack prop.
We have a combined
what are we doing?
Total points on here, like 15 or something like that.
Yeah, this is going to be the first 6-man slip for NFL I've ever taken that doesn't include a single double-digit prop.
We've gone off the rails, dude. Nobody's going to watch this. And
we need to end this stream immediately.
Look, Tyler, you started bringing Desmond Ridder in here.
Yeah, bro, you started it with Desmond Ridder. What the heck?
No, that's a play. That's a green. That's a lock.
Golly, Young Hoku.
All right, we need to get off the stream before we get talking to something else. I'm not doing anything else.
I'm locking this in, dude. I got to lock this in for every single dollar I have in my Prizepicks match right now.
Please don't listen to Zach. He is absolutely trolling.
This is an absolute nuke if I've ever seen it in my entire life, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Dilly is a W stream, no doubt.
W stream. Hey,
W stream.
Appreciate you guys coming in here. That was fun cooking up that late night stream slip. I don't know why you guys talked us into 3 punters. I think we've taken 1 punter in our entire streaming history, but Aaron Rodgers rushing yards. God dang.
All right. Well, thank you all for tuning into this stream. Like and subscribe. We're not taking any more questions or suggestions. No kickers, no more punters. Goodbye. Goodbye. night.
All right, guys. We will see you tomorrow before the Sunday night game. Henry, I don't know if you're going to join us again, but you're obviously more than welcome to. Hopefully,
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Yeah, everybody drop a like and make sure you subscribe. Get us to 1K. We're almost there. But we will see you guys tomorrow night. Everybody sleep well, and let's wake up, and hopefully all our London props cash before we wake up, because that would be a terrible start to the day if they didn't. All right, guys.